He said kill them all, then they ended up dead. And now Donald Trump is taking the cred. This week, U.S.-backed forces fighting ISIS in Syria announced the jihadists have been driven out of their self-proclaimed capital in Raqqa. The president says the campaign turned a corner after he took office.
I totally changed rules of engagement. I totally changed our military. I totally changed the attitudes of the military, and they have done a fantastic job. Yeah, ISIS is now giving up. They're giving up. They're raising their hands. They're walking off. Nobody's ever seen that before.
No one. So should we care about Trump's boasting? Certainly the victory can't be overstated. Obama dismissed ISIS as the JV squad, yet Raqqa became the seat of ISIS power, and it's where they staged parades and public beheadings. Now they're nearly gone. But it wasn't all Trump. A guy I know did explain how to stop ISIS on this very show over a year ago.
We need to get boots on the ground in Syria, crush the capital of Raqqa, prove it's not divine. We can do that with the Marine Corps. I mean, it'll be a big deal, but we're able to handle them. Once we take out that divine capital, people are going to realize it's not what they thought it was, and they're going to stop the recruitment.
Your hair has grown. Huh. So,
that guy seems legit.
I think you had work done. All right. So to put it in hockey terms, goal Trump, assisted by O'Neill, won by America. We went to some ISIS members for comment. We tried. All right, Rob, we've talked about this.
Yes,
Mattis has talked about it. Graham Wood, a great writer. They shifted from a war of attrition to basically a war of annihilation.
That's it.
And that's exactly, and you also said to humiliate them. I remember you saying that.
That's it. I was saying for a long time, for many years, there was a city called Dabiq, which is northwest of Raqqa, which is the divine place where the Muslims will fight the Romans, according to their scriptures. And then we have the city of Raqqa, which is the de facto capital. Back then, I was saying we need a unilateral, like Marine Corps, to do it, but we ended up doing it with actually a coalition of Kurds and Arabs, which is great for us.
Yeah.
And we had some Americans there. But it turned out that's what you do. You get in and you thump them. I mean, I've been saying for years that President Trump is smart enough to put someone in power in order to delegate authority, and that turns out to be General Mad Dog Mattis. He came up with the plan. And as much as people want to give credit to anybody else, look, we're several months into this administration. ISIS is out in Syria now.
Yeah,
that's all
it's insane.
They're no longer a JV team. They're just no longer a team.
Yeah, Tyrus, this is going back to what you're saying. There's some stuff doesn't matter, but this is while everybody's freaking out over tweets and words and phone calls. This happened, and it happened amazingly fast.
Yeah, I mean, my only concern is it looks like, I don't know if they necessarily disappeared, but they're regrouping. It looks like they're showing up in Africa. They're starting to migrate.
They are regrouping, but
they're rehuddling.
They were living on the caliphate, and ISIS is the first group, the Islamic State, the first group since even the Muslim Brotherhood that said they would form an Islamic State. And if you can prove their ideology is wrong, that's how you win.
Right.
And they were going on that for a while. It was disproven. They are going to spread. We see it in Africa. We see it in Niger.
Should we be worried about the whole Philippines thing?
Oh, absolutely.
How do they get to the Philippines? I don't even go to the Philippines.
This isn't the problem is this is an ideology, and they're believing in a certain form of Wahhabism, which is a very, very radical form of Sunni Islam, and they're following that. And so these ISIS supporters, you're going to see them everywhere. There's Boko Haram, which is in Africa. There's Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda still, and Al-Qaeda now they're going to be the ones popping up. Say, hey, by the way, we're still here. Yeah, maybe come after us. And you got Hamza bin Laden, who's bin Laden's son, who's in. We know where he is. He won't be around too much longer, but
yes.
It's bad stuff.
You should do like a victory tour and get him.
Well, what's funny too is like I'm done being a Navy SEAL, but there are younger, better-looking guys with apparently better hair because you brought that up, so they'll get them too.
I'm just saying you've got a lot more hair now.
I think marriage does that too. I don't know what it is.
No, it just could be, once you're in TV, you got to get some work done. Kat, thoughts?
I've had work done.
Thoughts about my hair? Well, I just am not that worried about getting killed by ISIS. I just think I'm going to die another way. Something a little more fun, something a little more
That's uplifting.
Interesting.
Like what?
With their cat, a bowl of soup, and probably a really bad soap opera.
There'll probably be soup involved somehow. Too much soup, poison soup. I don't know, something cool. But I thought it was interesting that not only did he take credit, he took credit in the third person at a point. He didn't just say, they're gone, they're defeated because they weren't defeated before because I wasn't the president. It was because Trump wasn't the president. And I'm going to start doing that. Yeah. I'm going to start speaking in the third person, but I'm not just going to go with Cat. I'm going to go with something like cool. Like maybe I'll start calling myself Old Timphy. Right? Isn't that good? Like,
you notice
I know you're sad, but Old Timphy.
You do notice too, though, that Hillary Clinton didn't have a problem claiming the Bin Laden thing.
Right.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Because she was there.
No, you know what? I disagree with all of them. I think whenever that stuff happens, credit needs to be going to the men and women that.
Of course, 100%. Absolutely.
I think that's you can say job well done, but praise them because those are the guys that are risking it all. So.
Yeah, and I think I deserve some of the credit because while they're out fighting, I'm here just like making people laugh. Katie, what do you make of this? Is it okay if he blows his own horn? Is it a little too much?
Well, I'm not really a fan most of the time of his tweets, but to Kat, I'll just say that getting sick from poison soup as someone who ended up in the ER from it is not a cool way to go. It's awful, and it's not attractive.
What about eating soup?
You don't want that
while suspended from a bungee cord.
If you could not spill, I'd be very impressed.
Yeah.
This block got soupy.
President Obama, for 8 years, micromanaged the military and really, I think, did a disservice to them, being able to, the people who were there and knew what was going on, being able to do what needed to be done to fight terrorism. So I totally agree that I'm happy Trump stepped back and said, these guys know far more than I, so I'm going to entrust in them to do what they need to do. But I would say that saying that ISIS is giving up would make me, because they don't.
No, you can't say mission accomplished. We did that before.
These people will come back.
It's not accomplished
because it's an ideology, and they hate everything about who we are, and they will come back if they're given a chance to.
Well, one of the points that I bring up too is they attacked just in Lower Manhattan in 1993. They attacked the World Trade Center. They didn't get exactly what they wanted done. They came back in 2011. As bad as it is, they remember. They're in the long fight.
And every failure is actually an education for them. They learn, and I'm sure that they learned from the Vegas. From that, when they saw how meticulously planned Vegas was, they're going, okay, we can get from above by renting rooms and looking for festivals. I think they're going to do that. I also think they're going to combine drones. They're already trying with drones, I guess I've heard. So
I mean, the thing is that it's not a nation.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a creed or culture where we just blew the hell out of that one nation and they're all gone. They're indigenously gone. They're refugees. Literally, you could have 4 guys get together with money and a plan and claim to be ISIS, and you would have a new ISIS, a new cell. So that's the problem. They're never really gone because it's an idea that anyone can take on. Yeah. So that's the problem.
And the solution that I say, and we're going to talk about this in the next block, we can't just be safe. I think we have to be impervious.
Oh, how fun does that sound?
Look, Reagan, Reagan had the SDI. That was about being impervious, about being able. We need technology all over.
Well, you can't be complacent.
Watching us,
damn it.
No, thank you. I would be in jail.
For doing this?
For treating soup with a cat.
On a bungee cord.
I'm glad my plan has worked.
Yes.